city of Baltimore, Maryland, often one of the most violent in America, it can be easier to find fear than to see love. Yet in one neighborhood, they are changing the narrative. In years past, they chose to celebrate holidays with lights, festivities, and decorations, hoping their little community would be a welcome respite from some of the darkness around them. But for one resident last winter, the decorations were not enough to dispel the depth of despair and loneliness she felt during the COVID-19 pandemic. She shared with a neighbor how she was feeling, and immediately the neighbor took action. She strung a set of lights across the street to connect their houses, to remind her neighbor she was not alone. Then all the neighbors started to do the same, and before they knew it, the entire neighborhood was connected, lit with strings of lights reaching from house to house across the streets. One neighbor even created a lighted sign that read, "Love lives here." And this year they continued the tradition of stringing lights from house to house to show their community that love still lives there. What a neighborhood and what a witness. You see, this Christmas season, there are many in our respective communities who are living in fear, others who are grappling with grief, and some suffering with loneliness that has led to despair. But friends, we have good news. The Message translation of John 1:14 reads, "The Word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighborhood." The Son of God knew we could not come to him, so he came to us, bringing love and light with him. The baby in a manger would grow into the Savior on a cross, that even death was no match for the love of God. And because he lives, now we can live through him. What happens when we live through him? We become walking testaments to the world that love lives here. Friends, do people in your community know you by your love? Do they long to enter your homes and your communities because they know they will find love there? I believe the answer is yes. I've been encouraged to hear your stories and to know that BWA women are stringing the light of Christ's love each day. You are making a difference, welcoming the refugees, caring for the sick, and standing with the persecuted. So this Christmas, even though weariness seeks to capture our souls, may we pause to celebrate the Savior willing to become a neighbor. May we welcome him once again into our neighborhoods, but most of all, into our hearts. And may we always be the first to love, showing all we meet that love lives here. Merry Christmas.